So you know how they say death comes in threes? Leslie Carter died of an overdose after falling in the shower in 2012. Bob Carter, the father, died 5 years later in 2017. 5 years after Bob died, Aaron dies in 2022 in the bathtub, the shower. What's going on YouTube? Astria TV Truth Exposed. Big shout out and thank you to Hev for the video suggestion. I appreciate it. I wouldn't have known that Aaron Carter died or even have looked into him if you didn't say anything about this. I had known about him and known about his past and things like that, but I was not aware that he had passed away. So with that being said, with me being the number person, me doing the Gematria, I went ahead and did the Gematria around this, and once again there was no shortage of Gematria. Of course I don't have access to normal people's lives to know if I can pull Gematria out of anything. Like if I can find an average person not in Hollywood that has Gematria tied to their name. I'm sure the chances that this would happen, but with it being every single person in Hollywood that you can connect these names and these words to, it's very strange to say the least. Aaron Carter died at age 34. If you are familiar with my videos or have watched my other videos where I do death by the numbers, you will begin to see a pattern of numbers that are used in a ritualistic like way. This is their way of, I believe, trying to avoid karma or playing the karma system to where they tell us everything they do in advance with foreshadowing and with their numbers and their little code. Just because you can't understand the code doesn't mean they didn't tell you. Somebody can come up to you and warn you that they're going to do something to you in another language. But just because you didn't understand it doesn't mean it wasn't said, that warning wasn't given. They used a language of numbers. As I mentioned, Aaron Carter died at 34. If you add 34 together, you get 7, which is a significant number that they use. Next, he died November 11th. The 11th month, November, the 5th day, 2022. When you take those individual numbers and add them together, you get the number 13. That's 11, so 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 13. Next, he's famous for the song I Want Candy. And listen, what did they tell you about creepers when you're a kid? About don't accept candy from strangers. Don't get in anybody's van. If a guy gets out of a van with candy, that's not anything you want to take part of. His song I Want Candy. You can make it into something innocent, but the fact is, he was managed by a man named Lou Pearlman. Lou Pearlman has 47 in his name, and if you're familiar with my videos, as I said before, you're familiar with this number, 47, which matches agent, which matches a whole bunch of other things. Look into Lou Pearlman and what he did to Aaron. I can't go into the allegations, but let's just say this man, you can just tell by looking at this guy. He stole all his money for one. That's not allegations. His debut album, Aaron's, came out in 1997. There's that 7 again. He was 9 years old when this album came out. You flip that 9 upside down, it's 6. He started as a child at 9 years old. You know, Hollywood loves these child stars, especially the Disney ones. His first album sold 1 million. His second album, Aaron's Party, sold over 3 million copies. So they was pushing him, but did he get any of that money? That's the real question. And then he would appear on Nickelodeon pretty frequently. But in the most recent spotlight, he was on Dancing with the Stars and then a couple other reality TV shows. He was falling off. He was trying to rebrand his career to become a rapper. He got the face tattoos. He went on to No Jumper, embarrassed himself. It was a bad scene. You could tell that either he needed some help mentally or he was abusing substances. But they always want you to think these people are crazy or on drugs, which I always don't want to play into that, so I don't know. He has a son, and his son is named Prince, which you would find very odd because then you remember that Aaron, his parents allowed him to go and stay the night with Michael Jackson. And we all know about the allegations about that. His dad died at 65. 6 plus 5 is 11. There's the number. Aaron died at 34. 3 plus 4 is 7. His sister died at 25. 2 plus 5 is 7. What's the chances of this? You have 3 kids. And all 3 kids get signed to record labels. Leslie Carter got signed to DreamWorks Records for singing. Nick Carter, he got signed to Jive, RCA, and Chaotic Records. Aaron got signed to Jive Records. And he was on Jive Records from 1995 all the way until 2022 when he died. He was on a contract for life. They had him under a life-term contract. What other person have you really seen with a contract for life? Not very many because they don't put it out like that. But I guarantee there's a lot of these other artists that are signed for life, even if they're not putting out music frequently or at all. They're still signed to them. So they're still eating off of them. And so they would still profit whenever his death sales skyrocket as usual. Can you see the cycle now? Let's talk about the death surrounding this family because it's very strange. Death, they say death comes in threes, right? Leslie died in 2012. 5 years later, Bob, their father, died in 2017. 5 years after that, Aaron died in 2022. His sister died of an overdose after she slipped in the shower, the bathtub. Aaron was found deceased in the bathtub. She died at 25, 2 plus 5 is 7. He died at 34, 3 plus 4 is 7. And as even his father's age, 6 plus 5 equals 11, that's their numbers over and over and over. The mother and Nick is the only ones left. Now, I'm not even close to finished. We haven't even really got into Gematria. But while we're talking about them dying 5 years apart, all 3 of them, 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. There's a number again. We can do this all day long. You're telling me all this is coincidence? All this is just me rambling and making numbers up? Because you can slow these videos down or pause them. Do the math of what I'm saying. Sometimes I might slip up and add it wrong. I'm a human being. But I guarantee if you slow this down, I ain't getting none of this wrong. I wrote all this down. I double checked it. Did my homework on it. Don't tell me this is coincidence. Speaking of Leslie, his sister, who also died of an overdose, her funeral took place at a place called Freya Funeral Home. Freya is a demon goddess associated with sex, associated with gold, associated with war and death. Freya is also associated with or credited to teaching witchcraft to the Asir. Like I said, all 3 of these children, all 3 of this family's children got signed to a record deal. The chance of one child getting signed to a record deal is like hitting the lottery. It's very slim. So for 3 of them to get signed, somebody was connected. Who was connected in this family? Was it the father? One of them was, because 3 of your children don't get connected like that. And even if one gets signed, for all 3 of them to get record deals, even pulling it off with the family member in there, they had some type of sway in these record labels. Or they was thrown to the record labels, sold to the record labels. Some strange stuff was going on with his mother. Aaron accused his sister of abusing him. Maybe, I don't know if it was a year ago or a couple months ago. I remember seeing a video about it. He accused his sister of abusing him. And then he accused his other family members of doing different things. They took his money, allegedly. He didn't have very much. He was trying to become a rapper again. But then you have pictures like this of him and his mother kissing on the lips, which some people might embrace their mother like that, but to me that seems kind of strange. This video is going to come out before my next video where I break down the whole music industry, the contracts, how they set you up, how they put these demonic spirits into people. We get into the ghostwriting topics. Just to prove to you, because I guarantee Aaron didn't do this. They would have ghostwriters for him. He was 9 years old. Come on, he wasn't writing the song. Somebody was writing it for him. These record labels hire people that are witchcraft practitioners, right? They're credited in practicing witchcraft. And what they would do is they will also be songwriters. So they are initiated in witchcraft. They would do a thing called automatic writing, where they let a demon or a spirit use their vessel, their body, to write songs for them. This is probably what happened because Aaron Carter's first song, I Want Candy, has 114 in it, in the Gematria. And when you look at Aaron Carter's name, the first number that pops up with Gematria is 114. Don't you know it? Lou Pearlman, as I said, has 47 in his name. Same as Agent 47 from the Hitman games. Isn't that strange? I don't have the picture for this, but you can look it up on Gematria. If you type in whacked, like how the mob used to say, that also equals 47. This reminds me of the Whitney Houston situation. They found her in the bathtub dead from an overdose and drowned in the bathtub. Very strange, very, very strange. And his son's name is Prince. And Prince was taken out in not a similar fashion, but with his worst fear. Let me know what you think about this video. I hope I covered everything well. I hope you're enjoying the content and look forward to more. My new upload schedule, I posted it in the community tab. Go over there, you'll see my upload schedule. 3 videos coming each week for the foreseeable future. Thank you for watching.
Y'all need to wake the hell up.